Hello everyone and welcome to another moon planning video. This is going to be the Taurus full moon that happened on October 31st. I think this is going to be the last video in my new moon full moon planning series. I've got 3 of these videos now and I feel like they may be getting a bit repetitive. I am still going to continue on with this moon planning journey because I feel like it's been really helping me and giving me a new perspective on my emotions in particular, which is really interesting. I have a whole bunch of systems of planning, including to-do lists, an annual calendar. I've used my bullet journal for some things, including the moon planning, and I also use apps and such. But I've never really done planning in this way before, where it's kind of a combination of big picture tasks, as well as what I think my frame of mind is going to be like over the next 2 weeks. So my emotional and mental state. This to me is so fascinating, and I may do a standalone video on my moon planning process, but in terms of like specific dated videos for X new moon or Y full moon, I'm not going to be doing those videos anymore. Maybe every so often I'll do a flip through though, because I do plan to continue this process at least until the end of the year. So with that preamble out of the way, let's go ahead to the Taurus full moon on October 31st, 2020. The tarot card I pulled on the October 31st full moon was the World upright, and this is a very auspicious card. Some might say it's the best card in the deck, and I'm really hoping that after a year of a lot of different challenges for the world and for individuals, I'm hoping this is a good omen. So the World represents assured success, voyage, route, emigration, flight, and change of place. So this was kind of interesting to me because this has been a year for hubby and me of no travel, and for a lot of people as well because of the pandemic, of course. We were in Japan around a year ago, but that's the last time we've traveled, and we don't plan to travel for the next year or so at least. We were planning to go to Australia in December for my sister's convocation, but of course that plan has been nixed because of the pandemic. So I thought it was interesting that this card represents journeys and voyages and things that you would associate with actual travel and changing locations, whereas we've been pretty much fixed in one place for the entire year. But this card also represents fulfillment of desires, freedom to move ahead in undertakings. So maybe this is a figurative journey for myself and for humanity. We are going somewhere, but just not in a physical travel sense. Maybe the growth and the journey is more spiritual, emotional, and mental. In other words, metaphysical instead of physical changing of place or changing of location. This card also represents arriving at a state of cosmic consciousness, and I thought that was just a beautiful image of where humanity could go. So I really hope this is a good omen. I am recording this audio clip on the morning of the US election. So here I am drawing the World card, and I find I am getting faster at drawing these cards and coloring them in. They are still a little bit tedious, but I find that the payoff is wonderful because I do love flipping back and looking at the drawings. It adds a pop of color, and I think these cards are beautiful. So I will, I think, continue on with pulling a tarot card and drawing it in my bullet journal spread as I do my full and new moon planning going forward, even though I won't be doing videos on this. I should note that the reason I always pull like a fancy card, if you will, is because I only pull from the major arcana. I don't pull from the minor, so I'm really only using 22 cards in the deck. I may branch out a little later and pull from the full deck. I'm still learning about tarot, so I want to keep it really simple, which is why I'm only pulling from the 22 cards at this time. Now let's transition to the full moon. This is the Taurus full moon, and it is conjunct Uranus, which brings sudden change and unexpected events. So there is a lot of subtext here relating to the pandemic, the political situation, and also the racial inequities that have really come to light in the past little while. Mercury is still in retrograde. It's going to station direct today, actually. It will be, or should have, stationed direct today. But on the Taurus full moon, it was retrograde, and it was also square Saturn, which brings negative thinking and disagreement. I'm learning so much about astrology, and I actually understand what these words mean now. I've been looking more at my natal chart, and it's just been really, really fascinating. So there's a lot of trouble right now expressing feelings. This full moon, you may feel unsettled and restless. From what I've read and what I've seen, the Taurus full moon is usually very good in terms of how it makes you feel. But because there are some challenging aspects right now with other planets, it's not really a typical full moon. So there's a lot of impatience, anxiousness, a sense of impending change that makes it difficult for you to relax. Emotional volatility and rebelliousness are also surrounding this full moon. So there are a lot of challenges with this full moon. So it's best to approach this full moon with adaptability, flexibility, and open-mindedness. And I will link all of my sources again down below. So on the next page, this is my planning page, and I've put in 4 boxes yet again, and these are going to stay pretty much fixed for the rest of my planning unless I think of different words or concepts that would better represent each moon phase. So this is part of the reason I'm going to be stopping my moon planning videos at this one, because it will be getting repetitive from here on out. It's already a little bit repetitive. So the full moon usually represents release, but I chose to talk about gratitude and celebrating the things that have gone well in the past couple of weeks. So I made a few notes about that. November 1st to 7th is going to be the waning gibbous moon, and that represents connection. So this is connection to others, connection to yourself, any sort of connection to the world. So I have a few notes about that, and I left some space to jot down any other notes that might come up for me during this particular week. The third quarter moon happens on November the 8th, and this represents release. I've been looking at the time between the third quarter moon and the next new moon as the time that we let go of any sort of negative feelings or any plans that didn't come to fruition that need to be altered or tweaked or whatnot. This is the time that I let go of my attachment to those in preparation for the new moon ahead. So the third quarter moon to me signifies this release of anything that I'm attached to that is not serving me. So I wrote a meditation on this actually of letting go or releasing anything that no longer serves you. I will link that down below. And it's something I might listen to on the third quarter moon on November the 8th. The last quadrant represents the waning crescent moon, and that happens between November the 9th and the 15th, leading up to the new moon. So this is a time of rest, restoration, and healing. So I really want to be mindful of getting enough rest at this time. I have a lot of things on my list for the month of November in terms of paid work and personal projects. In particular, I've got a big deadline coming up for some project work that I'm doing, so I really want to be mindful of getting those things done, but also having the balance that I've grown accustomed to with taking some time for myself to spend with a hubby, to connect with family online, that sort of thing. So I really want to make sure that I just make a conscious effort to rest and relax and heal during this period. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back very soon with another video on whatever random topic comes to mind. So I do plan to do a video on how I do moon planning, but this topic is going to kind of fall into the background. I may talk about it periodically in my vlogs as to how it's going, so I will link my vlog channel down below in case you're interested in that. The vlog channel is kind of similar to this channel in terms of the topics, the general topics, but it's a lot more of my day-to-day life and behind the scenes and a lot of just thinking aloud. That is probably the theme of my vlog channel. It's a lot of rambling. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you just watched this one or all of the ones in the series or any combination thereof, I really appreciate you taking the time to tune in. I'll be back very soon with another video. Until then, please take care and bye for now.